All right, the red light is on. We are live. How's everyone doing? Friday, November 21st, around 12:20 here on the East Coast. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I love sometimes when the UFC goes overseas, like Abu Dhabi, stuff like that. And when they do shows that are during the day on Saturday, and of course now weigh-ins are way earlier. I just watched the ceremony weigh-ins around an hour ago. We had to make some content from it. Because the big reason Arman Tsarukyan wanted to headbutt Dan Hooker. Our main guy, Ian Parker, threw up a tweet, and go check it out. Good follow, by the way. Really good on mixed martial arts betting, does stuff for ESPN, MMA, all that. Arman Tsarukyan doesn't realize how lucky he is. Like, imagine if Dan Hooker gets a cut over the eye. Literally, Arman hasn't fought in 12 months, 15 months. I think actually longer. UFC 300. He was scheduled to fight in January in the main event against Islam Makhachev. Didn't make the cut. And now at the weigh-ins, he headbutts Dan Hooker. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Nothing serious. Dan Hooker kind of played it off great. Just laughed at him. Dan Hooker's literally the Joker. Why so serious? He is Heath Ledger in 2025 as a mixed martial artist. Nothing phases him. Nothing phases him at all. But chat, come in, ask away. We'll talk about it. We'll have fun. We'll debate about it. Anything you want. Let's break it down. But yeah, a lot to get into. Like just even the ceremony weigh-ins. Like just Hooker and Arman. How about Ian Gary and Bilal? They look ready. Ian Gary looks ready. I don't know. It's weird. Bilal hasn't looked very confident this week. Let's just say that. Ian Gary looks very confident already, kind of pinpointing his direction for his next fight. If it is going to be, who knows? Is it Islam for the championship? Does he have to fight another high-end prospect like Morales? He defeated Protz already, lost to Shavkat on a couple of days' notice. So, big fight there, welterweight division. One fight I want to get into that we didn't even know existed a day ago. How about in the heavyweight division? How about our main man, Waldo Cortez Acosta? Steps up. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to say I'm not better than anyone. Sometimes I know some information, but there's information out there that I learned the same time that you guys learn. But I will say this, being in rooms with promoters and matchmakers before, and just seeing what the UFC has done, their timeline of fighters and who they like and who they want to push and promote, like Cowboy Cerrone and so on and so on. They love this. They love what Waldo's doing. For one, Waldo, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? Got poked in the eye. Literally the week after Tom Aspinall. Did not quit. Did not give up. The eye, you can tell the eye was damaged, bothered. Kept on fighting. Won that fight. Literally knocked out Ante, who was a hot button prospect for the UFC in the heavyweight division. It's heavyweight, so you're 43 and you're a prospect, right? But Waldo won that fight. You can see even a couple days later, he showed pictures of his eye all messed up. So wild. And now another top 10 opponent. Like I said, a day or two notice, he flew. Literally, guys, the weigh-ins were happening. The weigh-ins were open. I literally think Arman Tsarukyan weighed in before Waldo hit the ground in Qatar. Like insane. This insane. And I know it's heavyweights, and I know what people are going to say. You didn't have to cut weight and stuff of that nature. But come on, sometimes you're in shape and not in shape, and you know what I mean. Everywhere, even us normal folks, sometimes there's good weeks and good weekends. You know what I mean. When we have a kid's birthday party at the beach, some of the dads, we trim down on McDonald's or Taco Bell for the week. Come on, guys. We're all grown-ups here, right? We all grown-ups. So just shout out to Waldo making the weight. Taking on the fight because it's hard out there. If you lose, you lose. All right. We'll definitely do the chat. He's talked all week about not pissing the UFC off and does that if he had cut Hooker. Yeah, that dude, Jake, I just said that's how I opened the show. Insane. Like, you want to shove or talk trash, go nose to nose. You want to remember Conor McGregor always does that, like the lunge and leg kick. Like he's not trying to really kick him, but you're just trying to create stuff. But to headbutt your opponent hours before, what happened? Honestly, what happened if he cut him? Arman has not fought since UFC 300, guys. We're at UFC 323. Around the corner. By the way, I'm going to it. I think I'm going to it. Yeah, I'm going to it. So there you go. We'll be there live. It's just crazy. He's been doing all these grappling events. He wants to stay busy. Just crazy. Just really playing out. All I can say, just dumb. Honestly, just very dumb for Arman Tsarukyan to do that. Just hell of a fighter, but really dumb. Also, let me throw out here. Someone made a post, and we saw it on the interweb. Arman Tsarukyan's wins are not as great as people think. I'm just throwing it out there. And I think he's going to smash Dan Hooker. It's probably the lock of the card. But look at his wins. You know, I know he fought Islam, and I you know what, me guys, if you've been on this show or heard any of this show, I despise good losses. Like, it's just, his best performance is a split decision against Gamrot. He lost. You know, he fought Islam Makhachev on short notice, and he lost. So he fought top 5 guys and lost. His best win, of course, is UFC 300 against Charles Oliveira via split decision. So even that night, his biggest win ever, one judge had him losing. Telling you. You know, I know he's got the Benny DeRouche win. Doesn't look great right now in 2025, right? There's not a lot of great wins by Arman Tsarukyan. Look it up. Go to Topology. Not, like I said, I'm not saying Arman's not going to win, and he is going to win. Not a lot of great wins on the resume. Like, there's just better resumes out there for sure. It's crazy. I don't know why I thought his resume was better. I thought he was like the uncrowned number 1 contender for sure and deserved the title shot. So wild. Talking about title shots. The UFC guitar is the middle of mixed martial arts, especially the UFC right now. So you got Arman over there. You got, Ian Gary over there. Arman's corner, you got Chimaev. You have Toporia's brother. So then Toporia's brother, you got Ilya there, right, in his corner. 2 fighters, Paddy's in the corner. So their guitar, you have Paddy Pimlet, Ilya Topuria, Arman Tsarukyan. You got Chimaev. You got Ian Gary. It is wild. It is wild. Lucky, I know. Hey, I've always just been honest on this show, guys. I gotta be. If I'm not, we have our favorites. You guys know that we are very pro Jillian Robertson. We are very pro Grant Dawson. They're on the show every week. Grant was great on Tuesday. Was really good, by the way, on Tuesday. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Sub this YouTube channel, by the way, guys. Appreciate it. Sub the channel, like the stream, share it. But I just got to be honest. It was dumb. And I think even L will say that as well. What he did was misguided, not smart, dumb. Just the honest truth, Jake. Just got to be honest here, man. That's what we do. So yeah, just everyone there. The mega. Usually it's Las Vegas. 2 weeks it's going to be Las Vegas after Halloween. That UFC 323. Everyone's going to be there. I'm lucky enough I'm going to be there. But crazy. For them to Paddy Pimlet, I can't wait. Like, we already saw today, Paddy kind of ran into Ilya. They just kind of were talking back and forth. You know who's the biggest loser right now in UFC Guitar Week? You know who's the biggest loser? Justin Gaethje. I'm telling you, in life, anything you want in life is worth fighting for. It's worth traveling for. It's worth communicating about. I'm telling you, if Justin Gaethje just sits on his soapbox in home in Colorado and never communicates that he wants a title shot, never goes to the UFC and demands a title shot, doesn't go to any of these events and create havoc, all the social media platforms are posting Paddy yelling at Ilya and Ilya yelling at Paddy. That's what I want to see now. You know what I mean? That's taking over the socials. That's what we want to see. You want to see. I want to see. Arman's there. Arman's already challenging Ilya a couple times. Just wild. Just wild. By the way, guys, cop the shirts Fight Bananas official. We got 2 new shirts coming out here, probably within a week. We got some caps, some beanies, some hoodies. It's that time of the year. The beanies are sick. I got one coming to me right now. So shop the gear, fightbananasofficial.com. Fightbananasofficial.com. It's got a whole shop. We try to help you guys on shipping, man. We're not charging on shipping. It's like, I think it's $3.95. If you get a hoodie, the max ship, if you get like a hoodie and a shirt, it's like $4.95. We don't want to charge you guys shipping. Like other brands will charge you $10. And if you want it, you're stuck with it. We don't do that. We're for the people. All right. There's one from John. If Dan Hooker beats Arman somehow, who would they give the title shot to? Him or Patty? Or would they do a title eliminator? Great question, John. Appreciate the chat, my man. I think it's Patty. I honestly think it's Patty. There's just too much positive momentum. There's just too much history. It's a big payday. It's a nice poster. The rivalry, they're going to be on Paramount Plus. I don't know if it's January anymore. I really thought that was going to be 100% the first one for Paramount Plus was going to be January. It was going to be Ilya headlining it. I don't know. They haven't announced it. Nothing. We're less than a week away from Thanksgiving. We are 2 weeks away from you. Yeah, we're at literally 15 days away from UFC 323. UFC 324 is next. We don't have a main event. We don't have any fights on the card. We know it's going to be in Las Vegas. We don't have anything. So they got to get on that. They got to get on this soon. What's scaring me about it, the more and more it gets closer and closer and closer, and these lightweights, these big guys like Patty and Ilya have to cut weight. I think we're going to get Gon and Aspinall too. They're big. If they didn't take a lot of damage, if Aspinall's eye is good and ready, I think the UFC might start that Paramount Plus deal with heavyweights, with the heavyweight championship on the line. So, we'll see. But great question. I think Patty gets the title shot. But like I said, Justin Gaethje's he's got to do something. He's got to make a statement. He's got to come out. He's got to fly to Qatar himself. He should be in the octagon, climbing the cage like Mick Foley, Hell in the Cell Undertaker. That's what you got to do. Oh, my main man Terry. What's up, Terry? Your thoughts on Silva and Tyron boxing? Yeah, I saw that today. So Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, December 19th, Miami, Florida. I'm going to be there as well. Fight Bananas will be in the building. Can't wait for that. All happened in Miami. Today they announced like the undercard. 5 fights. 3 of them are female fights, by the way. But probably the one, especially in our genre, that really caught our eye. Great question, Terry. Appreciate you. Anderson Silva versus Tyron Woodley. If you guys remember a couple weeks ago, December 5th, I think this 2 Saturdays coming up was going to be Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, and the co-headliner was Anderson Silva against Chris Weidman. The news out there, Ari Hawani said Chris Weidman got hurt during training and is not going to be able to fight. So they got Tyron Woodley to step up. And I am different than most people. And like I said earlier with my main man, Jake, I can only be honest and genuine. I love it for both these guys. It's a good payday. Anderson Silva, what he did for us in the UFC middleweight division for 6 years. However that man makes money in the future, I'm happy with it. That guy gave me numerous of highlights and fun and probably didn't get paid as much as he should have. And now he's kind of cashing in. Yeah, I know he's older. I know it's not going to be a great product. But if they're making money and they're happy, I'm happy. All right. Hey, man, Jake. Jake's the man, dude. They should really have Ilya versus Patty in Madrid in the summer. 90,000 crowd, even if Dana doesn't like stadium fights. Jake, I agree with you. You got me. I'm not the biggest stadium guy either. Well, let me say this. I understand where Dana White is coming from. It's hard to see. The sound goes away. I get it. But they never do them. So if they did one like a year or one every other year, like we just saw Canelo and Crawford, it's so cool. It's so big, it's so unique, it's so different. If they just did one every once in a while, like I said, once every 15 months, you know what I mean? Once every 20 months, it would be just epic. And it would be different. It would be so much different from the ordinary, PLEs, if you want to say, on Paramount Plus, that it would be cool. It would. I would be pretty mind boggled if we didn't see Ilya Topuria before the summer, though, right? Like Ilya fought. When was that? Was that June or July when he defeated Charles? Yeah, it was International Fight Week. I think it was July. I got this Coke over here. Dude, anyone try this? It's the holiday Coke. So good. So good. Oh, man. Turning into Grant Dawson drinking all these Cokes now. But yeah, no, I love the idea of it. I hope we see Ilya beforehand. And I honestly wouldn't mind if they did, just if Arman smashes Dan Hooker. Just say he smashes him. I think he is. That's my prediction. So if my prediction is true, the minus 500 betting favorite smashes Dan Hooker. Even if they flip those guys quick and did it in January, headlined Arman and Ilya for the lightweight championship, first PLE. And then in the summer, they gave us Patty and Ilya. But that means Gaethje's done. If they do that, that means Gaethje's probably his last fights, he already fought in the UFC, which is, I don't want to say sad, but just like, man, kind of stinks. I wish Gaethje would fight someone else, but he's kind of standing on business for the title shot. Dying here. I got a water in the car, but I don't want to leave the stream, but I might have to. All right. I have all these notes over here. So everyone's there in Qatar. The weigh-ins, Woodley Silva, Terry, appreciate that. If Arman wins, we'll talk about that in a second. Justin Gaethje. Oh, okay, here's another thing. It's been on the interweb for the last 24 hours. Conor McGregor deactivates his Instagram. Some people are going to say, and I get it. Some people are going to say, I don't care. Who cares? That's the most millennial thing ever. And if you say that, I get it. I understand. However, with him doing that, to me, that is very positive for Conor McGregor fighting in the UFC octagon one day again. It is. That means he's, trying get his head back on the straight. You know what I mean? Trying to get locked back in. Trying to train. When you have that big of a following on Instagram and everyone's trying to talk to you, ask you to come party, sell you this, bare knuckle that. That's if Conor McGregor deactivating the IG, it's something. It's not everything, but it's something. So there we go. Waldo Cortez. I love that. Talked about that. Oh, okay. Another one. I said this guy's name, but I didn't talk about it here. Chimaev, Kazim Chimaev. It's kind of this morning. I think he was doing some kind of interview over there because he's in the corner of Arman Tsarukyan. And Kazim Chimaev says he had a little foot surgery. I think he had it a couple weeks ago. I think I heard it, but it's Chimaev. It's hard to understand sometimes. He had a minor foot surgery, and they say he's out. So out December, we knew that. But, we don't know who's headlining the February card or March card or April card. I think they said he's out to April or, past April. So January, February, March, April, the first quarter. You know what I mean? Chimaev is definitely out, and he's looking like it's May of 2026 is his first title defense against, who knows? There's a couple different options. We'll see the direction that UFC wants to go, but Chimaev is a little bit banged up. So we'll see him back in May of 2026. So there we go. Guys, any in the chat, any questions, any takes, any predictions? The card is so cool, man. Like Haraguchi's on the prelims buried in there. Dalby is always fun. He's in the prelims. Just a really, really good fight night. It's really cool. The first heavyweight, Denzel Freeman. I was lucky enough to be covering an event for the PFL Challenger Series, which is the Dana White Contender Series for the UFC. Denzel, pronouns, was at that event fighting for the PFL, won. They didn't get a contract, so he didn't really get into the PFL system. But he's a big guy. He's a strong guy. I know he served our country, and I really apologize on this. He was a Marine or part of the Army. Great guy, good smile. And he's on this is the first time I'm seeing him in the UFC. So he's the very first fight of the night. So a ton of power, definitely raw, but that was a year and a half ago. So maybe he's got some good training then, two years ago, Yeah, just happy that he's fighting in the UFC, and you never know. The heavyweight division. Walter Walker, Waldo Cortez Acosta, like these guys, the 3 wins and you're in the top 10. It's just what it is now, and especially younger guys. I think he's in his late 20s, early 30s. So he's got, if he can do it, he's got potential. So that's the first fight of the night. And then just that main card, the co in the main event is just, those are pay-per-view type of fights, pay-per-view type of. Imagine if Ilia Topuria tore his ACL 2 weeks ago. Dan Hooker versus Arman is a vacant championship fight, and that could headline a pay-per-view. We've seen worse. We've seen worse, right? And then you got Ian Gary and Bilal Muhammad for the co-main event. We've seen worse. So I'm telling you, really, really good fight night. That's tomorrow morning. I don't think we're going to do anything live for it. Saturday during the day, it's just hard. A lot of family stuff. Week before Thanksgiving. So we're, Christmas times here. We're busy. The Van Aukens are busy. But we might do something. We might, maybe afterwards, I might come on just to do a quick little recap, especially if we see anything wild. I would assume Ilia Topuria is going to be inside the octagon one way or the other, right? But crazy. Yeah, it's Arman wins. He fights Ilia Topuria. If Dan Hooker wins, it's probably wild. He probably doesn't fight Topuria next. They probably do. They probably definitely get into the Patty fight and somehow beg Justin Gaethje to do a fight. Or maybe how about Dan Hooker versus Max Holloway BMF? And that could be a legitimate number 1 contender fight probably. So a lot of stuff to get into, guys. We appreciate, like always, make sure to sub the channel, buy the new merch. We got sailor rope hats, trucker hats, beanies, hoodies, got the shirts, black and white. I got the Dave Van Auken shirt there. It's all color. The DVA shirt's awesome. It's got 14 colors. Jake, I said this 2 months ago. They're a bigger weight. I love this. They're the bigger weight. I also think Bilal Muhammad out of the 4, Bilal Muhammad out of the 4 is the only defendant or reigning, like a past UFC champion. And then this is my take, and I think I'm pretty strong on this. Out of those 4 guys, Arman, Hooker, Bilal, and Ian Gary, the biggest star out of the 4 is Ian Gary. So you have a bigger weight fight with a past champion with the biggest star. And that's not the main event. There's always reasons. There's legitimate stuff behind everything with the UFC. The UFC is a $1 billion corporation organization. They know what they're doing. They think that Arman is next. He's going to win the main event, and they will go off the feed like WWE. They'll go off with Arman and Ilia talking trash. And then at the post-press conference, they match up. They say, hey, January 14th, first pay-per-view in the Paramount Plus era. The main event for the UFC lightweight champion. Ilia Topuria will defend his title against its arch nemesis and the man we just saw dominate Dan Hooker, Arman Tsarukyan. That's why. There we go. All right, chat. If nothing else, I'm rolling. Cop the shirts, guys. FightBananaOfficial.com. We appreciate it. We really do. I think next week we might do a giveaway for Thanksgiving. I think we're going to give away a shirt or a beanie for Thanksgiving. So we appreciate it. Guys, you guys are the best. Sub the channel. I probably will see you guys tomorrow. Definitely a recap. I think if something, we get something big. I think if Ian Gary wins or Arman, it's ginormous and sets up the division, and it'll be big news. So, all right, I'll see everyone tomorrow. It's Friday, November 21st. Dave Van Auken, Fight Bananas. Sub the channel. Man, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. Get your head off the center.